welcome back to my channel. Thank you for subscribing, sharing my videos, leaving comments, and even for those that send me emails personally, thank you so much. I appreciate the support. God bless you richly. So today I wanted to do a video on titled My Journey to Christ. Anyways, before I begin, if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe, you like this video, do that and share. So I wanted to do a video titled My Journey to Christ. So basically, I was just it was a day before yesterday. I was just in bed, just meditating and talking to God, and then so I was just asking him, like, what should I do? What next video should I do? What's the title? Because I just don't want to do videos for the sake of it. I want the videos to help someone, to touch lives. So it just dropped the title in my spirit that I should talk about my journey to Christ. So hence I'm here to talk about my journey to Christ, how I found Christ, what was the journey like. Basically, I believe it will help someone. And then I'm just gonna be drinking my milk. So, it might be in the beginning of this video or the end. I will share the full details where I would stand up, share the full, show the whole dress. This is basically a dress that was given to me, but guys, it's not free, okay? So it's by Bella Couture. You can find them on Facebook, you can find them on Instagram. I'm going to leave their details. So this is also, like I told you before, it's good to promote Christian businesses. So this is from a Christian sister in church, and she does really well. She does these dresses, and she also just recently is opening her nursery as well. So if you're in the area of Luton and you have a child, just holler. But I will leave the description. I will leave the details for this dress in the description below. It's really nice. I'm legit feeling myself, I love it. So I'll leave it there, and you can contact them and purchase yours. She's got more and more designs. Okay, now that I'm done with that, so back to my video. So basically, me growing up, this is my journey to Christ. So it's a journey. That's what I'm talking about, the process. So growing up, when I was young, when I was still a little girl in Zimbabwe with my grandmother, I always felt, from a young age, I always felt I always felt close to God. I don't know how to describe it. And I actually used to think I'm talking to God when I was young. And then I would always pray, and when I'm praying, I pray with this that I didn't even understand that was King James version thing. It was just coming like an inspiration, and then I would just know that this I would just say something, and I would know it's in the Bible, but I didn't know where, I didn't know what, because I used to get the Bible read to me, not to pick it up by myself. I was really small, so I was just a bit weird like that. So anyways, I just always felt that, and I made a vow with God. I remember when I was so small, I'm oh God, I just want to live for you, and I was I'm not going to defile myself, until that day when I get married with that man, But when I came to the UK, that's another story. So anyways, I used to go to the Methodist church. I used to go to the Methodist church with my grandmother, and then my that time did we still my brother? I think because he was much smaller, I was much younger. Like he was a year or 2 years older than me. But I mean, like as in, you know, and my grandmother was much stronger, so we used to go to church as well. And then like I always used to say to my grandmother, like, if someone will come to the house and that person is a witch or that kind of stuff, I'll be like, no, this person is a witch. And I would just say so loud, and like I didn't care. My grandmother would be like, oh, keep quiet. I'm like, don't talk to that person, that person is a witch. And then it's like sometimes I would dream of our neighbors like coming with their little, you know, those little goblins. If you're African, you know about this witchcraft thing. So I used to dream they're coming with that into our house and trying to attack us. So like I remember this particular day I had a dream, and they were knocking at the door, like they were pushing the door, and I was trying to close it, but they were pushing, and then they were like, in the dream I could see my cousins there and my uncle and everything. They were not helping me. I was like, help me, we need to close the door. Like they called me from next door. They didn't help me. So the things got in, and I started praying in the dream. Like I prayed so hard. And then one of them was trying, now I wasn't scared like in the dream, I had some boldness. So one of them was trying to escape, innit? So I legit like went to the door and knelt down so hardly to block the door. And then one of them managed to escape because I wanted them to stay in the house. I'm like, today, you will see fire. And then all of a sudden it's like a dove came. At that age I didn't know that represented like the Holy Spirit. So the dove came, and then those things went away, and I was but my cousins in there were just looking at me, doing nothing about it. And then obviously I woke up thinking, oh, it's just a dream. When I woke up, like I had a mark on my knee, I had scratched myself. So I'm like, so that actually happened, you know. That's when I realized that no one needed to teach me this. I was like, it's like the devil wants to come in your dreams to deceive you that it's actually not happening, but it is happening. Do you get what I'm saying? So don't just take dreams lightly, because it's actually happening. So I would tell all these things to my grandmother and all this, but you know, I think she would believe me. I don't know, like I don't really remember like most of this stuff because I was young. And then I was in Harare, like the capital city, like living there. Then I went to boarding school. And when I was there, that's when like the fire for God was just like reignited. Like it was something else, you know. Boarding schools in Africa, like preachers would come, would have services for long hours and pray. So I remember I went for a service, and then the man of God there was like, oh, there are people in here, some of you are going to be apostles, prophets, saying all the fivefold ministry. God is going to use you one day. Some of you will not live here, you will move abroad. He was just saying so many stuff. And then he was just like, or if you want to speak, if you don't speak in tongues and you want that gift, like lift up your hands wherever you are. Like I was like at the back, like at the corner there. So I lifted up my hands. Oh my days, the minute I did, it's like a power. This was my first time like falling. A power just hit me, boom. I went on the floor. I'm like, what just happened? I go up again, boom. And then when I was down, I was just seeing so much darkness. And then so we were doing prayers, like people were being delivered. And then the pastor was like, do not go outside, you know, everybody stay inside. And I needed to be, so I just ended up going, you know. I took my friend with me, and then I went and I was just praying. And then from that day, like it didn't come straight away, but I felt something like in my belly. I really felt like there, but it didn't come. So I was just praying. And now from that day, every time I was praying, I don't know why, I was just falling down. Every time I was praying, I was falling down. I was thinking, oh my days, what's going on? So I went back to after the holidays. I went back home. So when my dad would be at work and everyone would be at work, my mom and everything, I would just line up everyone in the house. Like I would line up everyone because I had a lot of friends. Yeah, I was just a chatbox. Like I used to talk a lot, and then I'm just a friendly person. I like to have a lot of friends. Well, not anymore as I've grown. So I would line them up. I told them I went to this boarding school. You guys, I'm now believing God. I'm on fire for God, and you know, I can heal you. I can make you speak in tongues. Like I was just on fire. I didn't even know what I was doing. So I would line them up, all of them, like to come in to come in the house one by one. Thank God I never get caught. If my dad caught me or my mom, they'll be like, sister, what is this? So I would line them up to come in the house, and then I would pray for them to speak in tongues, or they would tell me their problems, and I would say, don't worry, God will do it. And I would lay hands on them. Pray for them. They will be falling down, screaming. Some received tongues, some gave their life to Christ. That's what I was doing. And then obviously, fast forward, we came here. When we came here, I used to still pray, and every time I would pray, like it's like when I would pray, I would like get a mental picture. I don't know if it's a mental picture, but it seemed like my mind, but I don't know if it was my mind. And then it's like I would see like the Lord, I would see Jesus just coming. So it's like that would urge me to keep praying more. And then when I would pray, I would also see like my grandma was struggling or something, and my brother. So I pray. So I used to like fall down. And then like at this time, like I think I was called for a meeting in the house, like, oh, you're scaring your little sister, what's going on? Then I told them what's happening, that I should be careful or something like that, or I should stop praying. And I think I stopped actually, yeah. I think I did, because I didn't understand myself what was going on. You know, I just liked how it felt. You know, like when you're in the presence of God, it feels so nice, like it's almost like a high, like it feels so amazing. So that's what was happening. I'm just trying to remember. I don't want to miss out any details. So anyway, so obviously I started going to school. You meet friends and you try and adapt. So I was in high school. I started like obviously listening to other music, chilling with friends, and then you know what happens with teenagers. So then I lost my way with God, and I was just now clubbing. I was clubbing, drinking, doing all sorts, you know, like the normal stuff that teenagers would do. So we started going to a church, the Mormon church, yeah. We started going to a church, and then in that church, they believe they're the only true church. Yeah, the only true church left on earth, and they have a book called the Book of Mormon. So we started going there, and then they were telling us about the Book of Mormon and everything, and yeah, we were just going with the flow. Like my cousin used to live with us, like I think she was in my daughter's birthday video. Yeah, she was living with us, so we're going with her as well as my sisters, and you know, we're going to the church. And then the missionaries that were from America used to come to the house to visit us and speak to us more about the Book of Mormon, and if we have any questions. So we built like a relationship with them, and then they would have like things like discourse though, like, you know, for the young people, and we'll be listening to worldly music. I thought it was normal. Like I was like, oh cool, like you can be a Christian and listen to worldly music, you know. So we were doing that, and we were just always looking at the fine guys, and oh, he's fine, you know. So it was time to get baptized. We got baptized there, And then they were telling us, like, me and my cousin, our birth parents are both deceased, so they were telling us that we can get baptized for the dead. So that one we needed to go to the temple to do that. And in my spirit, I just felt like, but you know, when you're young, you're like, oh, okay. I was even more excited. They were like, oh, because she's probably like, they said like your parents, like Jesus is preaching them. They're like, no, they didn't say limbo, but somewhere it's like they're somewhere in the spirit realm, and they're just waiting, wondering about Jesus is preaching to them. But obviously they cannot go to heaven without being baptized, so they need someone on the earth to do that for them. So I was like, oh, thank you, God. Oh, imagine if I didn't find this place, my mom would be wondering about, because I don't know, because she died when I was 6 months old, so I didn't know whether she had given her life to Christ. So we got baptized, but not for the dead yet. We got baptized, and then on that day of baptism, they asked me to do a speech to speak about, I think the baptism of the Holy Spirit, or I think so. And then obviously I had to do my research from the Book of Mormon and the Bible, and then I did the speech anyway. And then they were always telling me like, oh, you are the chosen one. You're supposed to be like Joseph Smith. Joseph Smith was like the prophet that said they found the Book of Mormon in the church. So they were like, oh, I think it's in Utah, in America, where they are. So it's like they wanted to take me there, and then the bishop was always like having meetings with me. And then because they were saying speaking in tongues, like tongues is supposed to be like when you go to a different country with different people, then you speak their language, God will give you the ability. So I was like, but me, I speak in tongues, you know, like, but it's not like that. They're like, yeah, it shows that I'm gifted. Yeah, they're like, I'm gifted, I'm chosen one. But whenever my cousin will ask them, but oh, she told us, she said that, they'll be like, oh, no, we didn't say that. No, we didn't say that. We didn't say she's the chosen one. So I don't know, it was just a bit dodgy anyway. And then obviously when I moved out of the house, like I moved out at a very young age. I moved out at 15 first, and then the police got me back, and then I moved back out, but I was still 15, about to turn 16. So I didn't go to the church no more. I think we actually stopped going before, because they were asking us to pray for God to reveal to us, like, is the Book of Mormon the true religion, So I was praying, and every time I would do those prayers, then it's like I would feel in my sense that Jesus is gonna come and visit me. Like, I really wanted to know, because I was like, God, I don't want to be deceived. But every time, thank God, we tried to get baptized for the dead, I don't know, something always came up, or I was just, I was grateful to God, because that would have just been another level of initiation into some next kingdom. So I really thank God that did not happen, and we just left. So we just left, and then when I moved out, they were looking for me. I don't know how they found me. They're coming to where I'm living. And then one day I just blanked them. They were knocking at the door, I didn't answer. I'm like, no. And then they never came again. But I was living in one hostel before. I saw one of them. I don't know how he got them. I was like, yeah, I'll come here. They're like, we'll get you a job. You know what? They have really good jobs, you know, like top jobs. So they were like, we'll get you a job. I'm like, no. Because at this time I was really getting to know God. So anyways, after this church, like I went to a church where like my dad was going. No, it's a long story. We went to another church, me and my cousin, like went there when I'd moved out here. I'd gone to this other church with my dad, and then when we went there, I think when they said give your life to Christ, we lifted up our hands and we went, the whole family. But then we didn't go back again. Like, we were not that serious, you know, with God in that sense, like, oh, let me go back. And then, but when I moved out, we went to another church, and then we were there. That's when we were really getting to know God. Like, we started getting to really, really know God. I'm saying we because it's like I was with my cousin, and my other friend as well. I think, has she been in the video? No, not yet. So I was with her, And then we were watching. Those days there was this guy called Todd Bentley, prophet, not guy, called Todd Bentley. So he was coming on TV, on God TV. So we used to watch it and we used to read our Bible. That's how we were just now getting experiences, like supernatural experiences with God. And I remember one time we were praying in my cousin's room, and then I just felt like, oh my days, that day I was scared, man. The power of God just hit the room, and I started scratching. Up to now, I cannot tell you what was happening. I was so itchy. I don't know what was, but I felt like something was just moving away from me. I was like to my cousin, help me. She was scared. She didn't know what to do. I'm like, help me, help me. And then like God ended up speaking. I don't know. I don't feel led to share what he said. So we were now like on fire with God, like always praying, always going to church, reading our Bibles, like, you know. And then I don't know, I think we said we'll visit like church before, then we went there. And then like before that, I remember like I was just doing my own thing, yeah. I did my own thing, and then I was living in one hotel. There's a point in my life where maybe that's a video for another story, like that's a story for another video. So I just moving here and there. I didn't have a permanent place. So this other church where my dad took me, they were having like, there was a youth program like in another city. So the pastor, one of the pastors here called me like, oh, I should come, that they wanted me to come. And I was just like, I didn't want to go, because I think that day I wanted to go for a party, or I think so. I think that day I wanted to go for a party, and I don't know what I was doing. So they said I should come. I'm like, okay, I'll come. Then I switched off my phone, then I turned it back on again, and then I just felt like I should go. So I'm like, okay, I'll go. And then they came to pick me up, and I went there. How I was dressed, guys, like how I used to dress, it's surreal. Like I literally used to dress like, I didn't want to dress basically, so I would dress like almost next to nothing. So I would just dress like that, everything showing. I didn't care. So I went, and then the man of God was preaching, and I was preaching about like many are called. And you know when you feel like that person is just zooming in on you, like you feel like God is speaking to you directly, and then he's like, if you run away from the call of God, God will find you, you will go mad. It wasn't like a threatening, but it was just, I don't know how to describe it, like basically you can't run away from God, you need to take God serious, and God has chosen you, God wants to use you, that kind of stuff. I just felt like I was the only person in the room. And then he started to say we should ask questions on a piece of paper, he'll answer them. Then he was like, do you know, like if he wants to, for God to show him who wrote this, God can show him. I think I asked like, how do I, if my friends don't want to follow God, how do I stop? And he's like, your friends compared to God, leave your friends, da 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 da. So then he prayed for me, and then I just kept on falling, kept on saying, bring her back, but he didn't say nothing. And then after that, I went back home. I came back to Leeds. Something had changed. I don't know how to describe it. I came back to Leeds, and I told my cousin and my friend, I'm like, you guys, I found God now. I'm going to take God seriously. Otherwise, I don't want to die. I'm going to take God seriously. If you guys don't want to take God seriously, you're not my friends anymore. From today, our friendship is over. So you decide. They were like, no, we're going to take God seriously as well. So we started going to church together. And every time after church, like we always go to one of our houses to pray and seek God. It was just a beautiful, beautiful thing. And then it's like God will reveal himself to us, God will speak to us. And then we wanted to do like power evangelism, where we go on the street, and then we just believe God to speak to us, and we speak to the people, tell them their future, pray for them to be healed. Like we were just like literally on fire. So we started just praying for people, like gathering like doing like little meetings in my house, or prayer meetings. So we're doing prayer meetings and praying, you know, when you're just hungry for God. So we were just doing prayer meetings, studying the Bible, and great things were happening. But then this is another story for another video. The only thing like this. So it was just, I don't know, it was just too much. But you know, in all this year, my journey to Christ, like there's a point, you know, people used to come to my house. I had a lot of friends, and they used to like come to my house, and we'll be drinking or something like that, and then I'll be clubbing, all that kind of stuff, and doing whatever. But every night when everybody's gone and I'm on the bed by myself, I used to cry like, God, please, I don't want to live this kind of life, because I knew that there's something more. And I knew, that's what I'm saying, I feel like the hand of God was on my life so strongly. So I feel like, Pastor, what are you doing? Like, so I used to pray like, God, please help me. I don't want to live this kind of life. Please help me. I don't know how to stop. You know, so I really empathize with people that are in situations that they can't seem to stop. It's like, let's say you keep having sex, and you want to stop but you can't, or drinking, you want to stop but you can't. It's like you need the power of God, because it's just a stronghold. It's just the devil trying to have a hold on you to keep you pressed, so that you like, God forbid, he takes your life and then you go to hell. You know, he's trying to get souls as well. But if you keep crying to God, I promise you that God will come through for you. Because I kept on crying, and then the next day, it's like when I do that, I would do even worse. I'm like, oh God, what's going on? I kept on crying, but nobody knew about this. But then one day, it's like I had an experience where it just felt like God's hand like just came inside my heart, like literally was sorting out stuff, like fixing things and all the pain, because I had been through so much. Like I'd been through so much, and I just had so much resentment for men because of what I'd been through. And that's why I was living such a reckless life, because I was like, I want to pay them back, It was just crazy. So but God just came to take everything from my heart, and I just feel so free. I cannot tell you the day that I changed. I can't tell you the day that the desires that I used to have changed for the desires of God. Like I used to know every song before it even comes out, and I used to like, any party, like before I get there, it's not a party. Like until I get there, then it's a party. I will be there from beginning, and I will close the whole party down, and I would dance. I was just like, so I remember one of the guys saw me one time. He's like, nah, you, if I see you in a club again, I will chase you out. You want God to kill us all, because the way God has just saved you. Because those that knew me knew that, oh, this girl. So it's like, if God can save someone like me, he can save anyone. That's what the guy was saying. And so I don't know. So it's just like, I don't know. I think God just saved me the supernatural way, and I was just on fire, and then I never looked back. Even though like I've had trials, even though I've been through a lot as well in terms of church, in terms of people. You know, people can betray you. I've been through like a lot, even as a Christian, you know, but I've never for once said I'm leaving God. It's like once you encounter him, because in all this, when I now was giving my life to Christ, like 2008 and everything, I remember I had one vision, and in that vision, like it looked like as if I was dead, but I was so happy. People were coming to my funeral crying, but these were people from back in the day, I think so. People were coming to my funeral, my friends that I used to have before Christ, they were coming crying that I was dead, but I was happy, like I was in this green field, and I was with the Lord Jesus, and I was just so free. I was running, I was so I called my cousin and my friend. I'm like, you guys, you were not at my funeral. Those days when I used to have dreams, I take it so serious. So I'll be vexed with you. If you insulted me in the dream, the next day I will not talk to you, you know. So they were like, but it was just a dream. I'm like, no, but you didn't come to my funeral. That means when I die, you guys are not going to be at my funeral. That's not nice. But I didn't know it was like a spiritual death. Like I've died to myself. Like I've now got a new life in Christ. You know, so I don't know. So I just started having experiences of God, like experiences of Jesus, supernatural experiences, and God just captured me. So I think because of that, because I have seen him with my own two eyes, I have felt him, you know, like what the Bible says, I felt him, I've touched him. I can't look back. I can't. No matter what I go through, I can say, I'm not praying today. You know, sometimes I'm like a child, like, I'm not gonna pray, God, going through this, why are you doing this to me? But my heart, no matter what, no matter even if I'm trying to be a little bit rebellious or whatever, it's like my heart, he's captured it. It belongs to him, you know, and I belong to him. It's just, I don't know. So when you genuinely encounter God, you genuinely encounter God. I mean, there's no way that you can turn back after seeing that man that laid down his life for you. You can't turn back. So I know this video was all over the place, but I just wanted to talk about like my journey to Christ. So that's my journey. I hope it makes sense. If it doesn't, please let me know and I will elaborate more. I didn't want to make this long, and it's already long, but I just wanted to explain how God just captured me, how I sensed his presence from a young age, even though I didn't know what becoming born again is, but he just had my heart from a very early age. Even though I've strayed so many times, I've done so many things, even as a Christian. The story time I shared before, I was in Christ, but it's like I fell. I fell. But the Bible says the righteous man falls 7 times, but he will rise up again. So I rose up again. If you're truly in Christ, no matter what you go through, you rise up again. So you might be somebody out there, you've fallen, you've done a mistake, or you haven't encountered God and you want to encounter him. Just do what I used to do. Cry out to God, like cry out to him that God, reveal yourself to me, and cry out to God that I want my situation to change. I don't want to do this. I don't want to be in this situation, because you can depend on other people to pray for you, but there's no one that can pray for you like yourself, because you know what you're going through. You know what you want from God. You know how hungry your heart is for God. You know what kind of change you need. So no one can cry out like you can cry out. So cry out to God. He will come through for you. Though he tarries, he will definitely come through for you. Like all my desires change to his, everything. And this video is long because I'm passionate about what I'm talking about, and he dropped it in my spirit to talk about it. I'm really passionate about it, because Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. You know, he's life. If you want life, if you want to be genuinely happy, give your life to Jesus. Give your life to Christ. Trust me, you will not regret it. And no matter what trials that you go through as a Christian, trust me, it's for a reason, it's for a purpose. Like right now, I'm just realizing that things that I've gone through, which is why I'll be sharing more of the things I've gone through, not caring who is going to be offended, not in a bad way, because I have to share what I've been through, because I've realized it's helping someone. It might not be helping you, but it's definitely helping someone, because they're emailing me. Do you get what I'm saying? So I'm gonna share it. So it's helping people, and it's also helping me as well, and it's also making me trust God. Like, wow, God, if you can bring me out of this, you know, if you've done this for me, then you can do this, then you can, you know. Because sometimes we just end up being ungrateful. Oh God, I need this, but you don't remember what God has done for you. You don't count your blessings to see where God has taken you from. So it's just making me like, wow. And sometimes when I'm saying the story, I'm just like, it seems like I'm talking about somebody else, not me. That's what God can do. So guys, this is a long video. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, comment, and like, and share the video. and I'll be doing more of such videos because this channel is to help people. So anyways, God bless. Bye.